What's up, guys? I'm George, and this is the Collecting News, the show where I talk about my top picks for this week in collecting. Now, before we get started, a couple things. First off, I want to give a big shout out to my boy Roy, who hooked me up with this Miles Morales inspired hoodie, and also a Miles Morales and Spider-Man shirt that I'm wearing underneath this. You know, it's badass. I dig it. It's a little hot right now in Florida, so I got the AC and the fan going just to make sure that I can not sweat while I'm putting this on. But, you know, I just wanted to wear it and show you that I dig it, man. Thank you. It looks awesome.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
All right. And also, so before we get started with the pieces that I'm going to be talking about for this week, one thing that came out this week on Sideshow is the Primal Studios Harley Quinn. Now, that was out on Primal Studios website last week. I spoke a lot about her, gave you all the details, how much she's going to cost and everything. So if you want, go watch that episode if you want all the details on that piece. Otherwise, you can pick that up on Sideshow today. All right, so let's get started on this. So right off the bat, Sideshow is dropping the Cheetara statue from the Thundercats line. Now, I would be all over this statue if it wasn't for Lino. Now, I know some of you out there dig the way the Lino statue looks, and I'm probably going to catch a little bit of hate from this, a little bit of thumbs downs, but that's all right. You know, it's your opinion. My opinion is I think it's whack. I don't like that statue. I don't like the way they pose the statue. So because of that, it's forcing me not to go after this line. And I want to be a fan of this because I love the Thundercats. But hey, you know, they did what they did, so I'm doing what I'm doing. But Mumra looks badass, and Cheetara is all that in a bag of chips. She looks hot. I love the way that they posed her. She has that lunge that's coming out, you know, she's coming right off the base, it seems like. She has the staff behind her. Looks like she's about to just run at you, and I think that looks dope. It's very dynamic. That's what I want to see from the Thundercats, you know. I love the face. I think the face looks very beautiful. You know, it has a very feminine look about her, but she still looks pretty strong. I like the way they did the hair. Has nice hair flow. The shading on the shoulders looks really good. Sideshow did take a little liberty with the suit. You know, it's not identical to the 80s cartoon, but I like what they did. You know, the base is similar to what they did with Lino, so I like that they're keeping the bases similar to each other. That's really cool too. Now, the thing with this one is the exclusive. So the exclusive has glowing eyes, and I think that looks awesome, especially from a distance. I'm not feeling that they decided to keep the iris in there. I would have preferred it just to be, you know, all whited out and then the glowing yellow from that. But basically, this is to signify her, like, sixth sense that she has. So that's pretty dope. All right? So it's a 1/5 scale statue. So this is just in line with all of the other Thundercats line pieces. So all of them are 1/5, which is cool because that makes it a little bit easier to display for most collectors with smaller, you know, size rooms. So you don't always think to have a 1/4 scale statue, in my opinion. I think 1/5 scale is just fine. So the exclusive edition is going to run $460, and the collector's edition is going to be $445, which also I feel like it's not that bad. And this one drops tomorrow around 12 o'clock Pacific time. So that's 3 p.m. over here on the east side. All right, so then I was skimming around the internet looking for other statues, and then I stopped and I saw this Captain America, and I was like, whoa! And then I found out it was a 1/10 scale statue, and I was like, what? You know, I'm not a huge fan of 1/10 scale. I feel like it's a little bit on the small side. You know, to me, my limits are like 1/6. I can even do 1/8. I like 1/8. 1/8 is a pretty good size, especially for bringing it into the office. That's like this size right here. This is not too bad for me, right? The 1/10 scale statues are a little bit smaller, but for them being this small, this has got some serious detail to it. I think they did a pretty good job on it. So you have a Captain America and you have a Thor so far. This is called their ArtFX Premier Edition. All right. So they have a lot more detail than their normal ArtFX statues that they have. I really love the way Captain America's posed. I think he looks real cool. He looks like he's in the middle of a battle, getting ready to, you know, swing that fist out. I like that he's holding the shield the way he is. I think so far, from what I'm seeing here, paint applications look really cool. I think I like the way they did the colors. Lots of texture for it being such a small statue, which is pretty cool, you know, because when you think about it, I mean, to try to get that much detail in such a small piece, so this had to be done digitally for that to work this way. But, you know, that's a testament to what the technology that we have these days, right? So really, like I said, really digging what they did with the Cap statue. So that one's running about $124 on Big Bad Toy Store, which that's another reason why I'm like, man, a 1/10 scale at $124, that kind of hurts a little bit, especially when it's a plastic piece. This one's limited to 3,500 pieces though, so that's kind of small considering the size of it. Thor is also really dope. I like the pose, very classic. You know, he has the hammer up in the air, getting ready to call down that thunder. I like the colors on this one as well. Also very nice texture, and it has the classic look about him. I think that looks really cool. Yeah, digging it. Really, really digging this line. So this one's $134.99. So again, my only issue with these statues, even though I like the way they look a lot, is the price. I feel like they're a little bit expensive for a 1/10 scale, especially considering how small they are. Thor stands taller only because he's holding the hammer higher. So he's 11.8 inches, so it's about a 12-inch tall statue. But again, it's because he's holding the hammer up. This one's limited to 3,500 pieces. It's also made of plastic. So those are things to consider if you're trying to get these pieces, if that's an issue for you. If you're more into resin. I would prefer at that price for it to be something a little more solid than plastic. But, nonetheless, the detail of the statue still looks really good. All right, and then lastly, my top pick this week is XM Studios' The Flash. I think this thing is sick. It's the rebirth look for him, but it's the closest that we're going to get to a classic look of the Flash in a statue form. And in my opinion, it's the best looking Flash on the market at the moment. So this one is a 1/6 scale statue. So for those of you guys who are getting that, it's awesome. For those of us who have collected the 1/4 scale DC line, we're all a little disappointed. It's because we would love to see a 1/4 scale Flash finally get made. And it just seems to be a forever process. I feel like we're going to wait for this until I die. I don't know what the deal is with that. But I think that XM Studios nailed it. I love the way it looks very dynamic. I like that he's going through the Speed Force and that the treadmill looks like it's being ripped apart as the Speed Force comes around him. The colors look really vibrant. I saw this one at New York Comic Con last year in October, and I was very impressed with it. I think they did a great job on this statue. So this one here is worldwide licensing, just like all of their other DC statues. So that's really cool for those of us that like getting XM Studio statues. So you can get this one from Big Bad Toy Store, you can get this one directly from XM Studios, or you can get this one from GFX Distribution. So GFX Distribution is the official licensed distributor for XM Studios in the US. So that's how us in the US could get it. So I think that's cool. Retail price on this one's going to be $4.99. You got to put a $200 deposit down if you want to get it. But GFX is your best solution if you want to get low shipping, which is extremely important when it comes to XM Studios, is because getting it from overseas sucks. I mean, it's very expensive coming from over there. So that's the route that I would go. That's the route that I suggest you guys to go if you guys want to do it. But yeah, I'm really digging this piece. I would love to get it myself, but I don't have the other 1/6 scale lines right now, so it's probably something that I'm going to pass on. I know Calvin is probably going to get this one, so there's definitely going to be a review in the future from MCE, on this statue. So definitely looking forward to that. All right, guys, so those are my top picks for this week. I'm curious to hear what your guys' thoughts on these statues are. What did you guys find out there that you think should be on the show? Please let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new here, hit subscribe. Ding that bell to become part of the notification squad. You can catch all of our videos on mcecentral.com. I'm going to be coming back at you with another collecting news episode next week, so stay tuned for that. And until next time, guys, keep it marvelous.